Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 7, Episode 45, DJI Air 3S return status and issue update. Thank you all for being accommodating to moving to the 7 o'clock hour instead of 8 o'clock. I know many of you, including myself, want to spend the evening watching election returns. So I thought this would be the best way to do that. I had opted even to go on as early as 6, but I thought this was probably still a good time to go on. Let's take a look and see who's here already. Got Joe America, Michael Wright is here, Mr. B, Jody Drone Shots, Richard is here, Johnny is here, David Martin Grapp, Barkley is here. Let's see who else we got. Okay, yeah, got a full house. Thanks for stopping by tonight, guys. Got a lot to talk about, and I believe Ron's gonna be joining me here in a little bit. Marcus is on his way for the Vegas drone meetup. He's traveling today, so I believe he's not going to be joining us tonight. But we still got a lot to talk about, especially regarding my Air 3S, and I have some good updates for you, and I think it'll prove to be a real interesting segment here. So the first thing I wanted to go over, it's just when you thought, they tell you in November, okay, that, oh, you're going to be okay. The air gets cooler. Don't have to worry about hurricanes. Ta-da, Raphael is on its way. Now, from everything I've heard of, and it's supposed to probably be, west of us about maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. And I'm taking a look. The latest was like tomorrow about 1 o'clock or so. From what I'm understanding, we're probably not even going to get any rain for this, which is a very good thing. And trust me, okay, there's still yard debris from Helene out there that hasn't been taken care of. Okay. And yeah, it's like, it's like the last thing that you want right now is to have this on top of everything else. But it really will be a non-event for us. I'm hoping, and from what they're telling me, our meteorologist is because the air is a lot cooler in the Gulf this time of year, along with the water, it's not conducive to hurricane formation. They said if it does anything, it'll barely hit a category 1 and then dissipate rather quickly. And where it impacts, and it may hit you, Johnny, I'm not sure, but it'll just be rain. And I don't even think it'll be a lot of rain. So, yeah, I did, Doctor. Dr. Ted, I did do that. We changed the time to 7 tonight to accommodate people, to allow them to watch election returns starting at 8 o'clock tonight. So, but yeah. Mario, welcome. Good to see you tonight. Thank you for stopping by. So yeah, that's it for Raphael. I mean, it's just like you thought you were done and you're not. And it's just like one of those things. And it's part of dealing and living in paradise here. I married the most beautiful woman in the world, and I get Florida with it, which most of the time is fantastic, but there's times like that. Yeah. But we're real thankful here. We're real thankful for us personally, because neither Helene nor Milton caused us a lot of grief. I mean, we did lose a couple of trees from Milton, but all in all, a lot of people had it a lot worse than we did. So, going south of Louisiana, maybe hitting, okay. All right. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Yeah. It's just, and for you guys as well, too. I know you and Johnny and everything, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The game, the drill, and it's just not fun. It's like you want to be done with it. I want to get ready. Thanksgiving's coming up. We're getting ready to eat. We're getting ready next week. A week from us, we're going down to Sunrise for our first Panthers game this year, because I'm partial season ticket holders, and we're going to have we're going to have several mini vacations when we go down there to do that. So we're really kind of looking forward to that. So all in all right, that's where we're at with that. So, got several DJI articles to talk about from Drone DJ. Now, the first one I wanted to talk about, rather interesting. Okay. The Neo, the $199 DJI drone makes Time's list of best inventions of 2024. Time magazine has named the DJI Neo drone as one of the best inventions of 2024. It's no surprise why. With a weight of under 5 ounces, the ultralight and compact flying camera has been designed for simplicity, power, and affordability. The Neo features DJI's signature technology, offering stabilized 4K video, 12 megapixel photos at a price point of just $199, which is remarkable for a DJI device. Unlike other drones that require controllers, the Neo can be entirely app operated, making it as user friendly as it gets. Okay, and talked about getting the RCN3, the RC Motion 3. It is good with the controller 2 as well too. So that's pretty incredible. It got named on that list. That's something. And I have mine, and I haven't even unboxed it yet. Okay, because I've been busy with work and and just everything. It's just been absolutely insane. So yeah, and then now tomorrow, which is not a non-event, which is good for us. That means we don't have to do anything as far as preparation is concerned. We're not even going to get rain from what they're saying. So maybe some, but probably not a lot. But that's good news about the Neo. Now, there's still shipping issues and some things, and we're going to get to some of that stuff. We're going to talk about some of that stuff when I'm talking about the Air 3S. Got some good things to go over here. So I hear you, Johnny. We really don't want that. No. Absolutely not. So you guys just missed it. Okay. I told Valerie, I said, I'm getting ready to get on because she's had her shower already. She's in her jammies. I said, everybody's going to see you in your jammies. And boy, she bolted out of here faster than lightning. Okay. Gone. I never knew she was that fast. All right. So yeah. Okay. Oh, good. That's good to hear, David. Because I'm actually half tempted to think about getting goggles myself. I haven't gone that route, and the way my eyes are, I'm not 100% sure, but that's a good thing, and I'm excited to get that fired up and get that going here. So, all right. Well, what do you know? Our good friend Jasper Ellen has been sharing things again, and they're coming out with the DJI Mic Mini. Now, it's under $50, and the images reveal 2 color options for the device: a sleek Arctic white and a sophisticated infinity black. Designed as a clip-on microphone, the DJI Mic offers a minimalistic look with just 2 buttons, likely for power and connectivity, and a basic indicator light. With prices expected to start at $45, the Mic Mini seems positioned as an affordable alternative to the Mic 2. This compact, easy-to-use microphone appears to target creators looking for a portable audio solution without a high price tag. Its simple clip-on design makes it easy to attach to clothing or camera rigs, providing content creators with flexibility and ease of use, ideal for quick deployments. Recent links by Jasper Allen, excuse me, and Igor built on an early one in October, which hinted at a scaled-down version of the DJI's popular microphone series. However, the new design and pricing suggest the Mic Mini being marketed as a standalone product, catering to users who prioritize portability and budget friendliness over high-end features. Okay, with specifics on battery life and other capabilities remain under wraps, the Mic Mini's low price and compact design make it a compelling option for those who've been eyeing DJI's audio quality but found previous models slightly out of reach. The fresh details from this leak and the product's recent FCC paperwork suggest an official announcement could be coming soon. Stay tuned to Drone DJ for more details. Okay, that remains to be seen. They got a plethora of things that are coming out right now. The Goggles N3, this Mavic 4, who knows? I mean, there's been some ramped up pictures about the Mavic 4 as well too. So, you just don't know what's going to happen the rest of this year. You can count on there'll be some things coming out. I mean, we're in November, and Black Friday is, it's like 3 weeks away from this Friday. So that's coming around the corner real quick. I'm sure that DJI is going to be on the spot and ready for that. Ron, how are you?
I'm doing good tonight on Election Day, Bill. How are you?
Doing good. Dodging a bullet with a hurricane. Tropical Storm Rafael is going to hit the Gulf tomorrow, but not really be an impact to us. It may not even make hurricane status from what they're saying, because the water is cool The Air's Aloft is cool, and that's not conducive to hurricane formation, which, yeah.
When is the official end of hurricane season down in Florida?
End of November is the official end to hurricane season. And what they do is that's based on water temperature, and air temperature is usually not conducive at that time to any hurricane formation or any sustained form of tropical storm formations. So that's why they've come up with that, because it's based on water temperature.
It makes sense. Yeah, they can't, the storms can't build up any strength if the water's too cool.
Right.
So, hey, speaking of hurricanes, there was a hurricane flurry of trades day with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I see they picked up a receiver and a linebacker.
Yep, saw that today.
Today's not only election day, but it's also NFL trading deadline day.
It's NFL trading deadline today, and wow, yeah, it's just I was not surprised. I really thought they were going to pick up a wide receiver. I was surprised to see them picking up a linebacker. So we'll see how that pans out. I mean, they're playing Washington this weekend, and then the next weekend they're playing Baltimore. So that's going to be the
well, Washington. You know that rookie quarterback. They're not your father's Washington team, and where these guys are good.
Yeah, they're very good. And well, every game here on out, I mean, and you know what? And I tell people, I'm going to digress for a second. Sorry for those of you who are here for the drone talk only. I'm going to digress for a quick second. You know, even though the Cleveland Browns are 2-7, don't discount them, okay? Because these division games against the AFC Central, it's gonna be a barn burner here. So look out. That's all I got to say about that. Ron, what are your thoughts about the DJI Mini mic? I mean, that's something that's super affordable, will be friendly for people, be easy to use. What do you think about that?
You say the Mic Mini?
Yeah, the Mic Mini.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised, like everybody else, when we heard about a Mic Mini, thinking, well, hold on, I gotta get my prop here. I mean, how small is this? How do you need a mini version of something this small, right? But I think here's the key: is it's not that the size is so much mini as the price is a mini. It's going to be half the price of this. So just like I've always said, as Marcus and I both come agreement, the reason the DJI Mini drones became so popular is not so much because they were under 240 grams or whatever. I mean, there's a couple people out there that absolutely don't want to register drone, but the fact that they were so popular is because of the price point. People didn't want to pay like $999 for a Mavic Series drone or whatever. They like paying that like $400 when the Mini one came out. So just like the mic thing here too, I think it probably will lose a few features, but a lot of people don't use them. Probably like what's that special thing where it records higher audio, something bit. 36-bit audio. What's the buzzword there?
Yeah, Billy talked about that in his video for the mic too. He talked about that and the difference that brings
32-bit load. That's it, Mel. 32. Yeah, I mean, most people. I know it's in there, and I looked at it one time, but it does such a good job. I don't even fool with the 32-bit float and the regular. I don't know how many people. Sorry, really do. So. I think a lot of people could like to save $45 and not have 32-bit float bill.
Oh, I agree 100%. And
I mean, it is smaller, so I mean, I guess smaller is better, no doubt. But again, this, I already thought this is small. So, and a true person that doesn't want something big hanging on it would just buy the lavalier mic. Has the standard headphone jack up top, they would put this on their waist or under thing and have the tiny lavalier coming out. So, the Mini's still not going to be smaller than having a lavalier mic sticking out.
Now, I've used the mic too both ways. I've used it clipped up here, and I've used it with the lavalier. And I think having the mic say like up the mic itself is better than having the lavalier. I think the audio quality is better from my test.
Yeah. I mean, the only problem for me is, well, if I put it rolled up close like this, I have to turn the volume's not the word I want to say down, the gain down, or else it's too loud. If I put it up here,
it clips a lot and it's too loud. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have to do the same thing.
Of course, with lavalier, you don't have that gain issue. You don't
have to worry about that. So and the lavalier it works really well and it's very unobtrusive, but you got to snake it down through your shirt. and I put it in your pocket. And, it's nice to clip the mic 2 onto my pocket, which works well, but, it's getting that set up and having that working.
Yeah, you're right. The lavalier is not if you want to run and gun real fast.
Exactly. Now, the other thing that that I saw an article on here was the DJI N3 Goggles, Philippines leak, EU launch, US delays. Okay. What the DJI N3 Goggles offer, designed to be paired with the Vivado 2 or indoor-friendly Neo, along with the DJI RC Motion 3. The N3 Goggles aim to deliver an ultra-immersive flight experience with head tracking capability. These goggles let pilots control their drone's movements or head or wrist motions, making every swoop and turn feel like you're right there in the pilot's seat. The N3 goggles also allow for impressive aerial stunts like 360 flips and 180-degree drifts, adding a new layer of excitement to FPV flights. According to leaks, the N3 goggles come equipped with a full 1080p 60 hertz LCD screen that offers 54-degree field of view. The wide viewing angle and high-resolution screen promise minimal dizziness, giving FPV enthusiasts smooth, immersive visuals. For creators, the goggles reportedly capture videos up to 4K, 60 frames per second, making it ideal for both casual flying and professional content creation. Okay. DJI 04 video transmission, it talks about that here. 2.7 hour battery life. It sounds like a good deal, Ron, but one of the things that I found out, they don't have the ability like the other goggles do, being able to, you have to wear your glasses with these. In other words,
right? They don't have the opters in them, correct?
They don't have the opters in them. So,
which these are what we used to call box goggles, and I'm not sure any box goggles had the opters in. Help me out in the chat. I'm not a big. I wasn't a big analog FPV flyer. Most box goggles were analog in the past, but that wasn't common that they would have diopters in. So and that helps probably keep that cost down.
Well, it said for those in the U.S., however, it looks like we'll have to keep our fingers crossed. DJI navigates custom hurdles. Stay tuned for more updates as the launch approaches. And
tomorrow is like, I know it's the launch that they said for Belgium and probably a lot of the world. When tomorrow morning comes, like, will we even be able to see them on the DJI website if you're logging in from the US or?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I got some comments about that when we start talking about the Air 3, because I got a lot to say about that, because I found out some things that I think everybody's going to find really interesting about that. So, well, that's that for that.
Real quick, I just noticed today, Bill, like on Amazon.com, of course, the Air 3S is not available. The Neo is only available from like a third-party seller, like a name you don't even know, like a small store. But yet you go to DJI non-drone accessories like the Action 5 Pro, it's right there. Do you think the Mic 2 could fall into that category like the Action 5 Pro and kind of skirt this kind of
I think it'll skirt that. I don't think, because it doesn't provide any, data capabilities. I think it'll get by. I think it'll be immune to anything that Congress passes right here.
And it's not drone related with the goggles. Now that I worry about the goggles N3 because they are kind of a drone type of product, but the mic could fall right in with the action camera.
I think you're right along that score. This was so interesting. Skydio forced to ration batteries due to Chinese sanctions. Okay, and the articles are out on Bill the Drone Reviewer, and I'll let you read it to your heart's content. But and they're rationing to 1 battery per drone per Adam Bry. Talk about biting the hand that feeds you. Okay, I mean, I don't like to use the word justice here, but wow, okay, because Adam Bry, everybody assumes that he's the one that has been touting to Elise Stefanik and others in Congress about the woes.
He testified in front of a few committees already.
Exactly. And then here comes back to bite him, because these batteries are made in China and he has to ration them because of the what's going on with imports. And it's poetic justice. I mean, I'll say that for the very least.
Yeah, some people in the chat last night in Drone Nation were calling it karma. He got karma back at him.
Yeah, and how ironic, karma. the GoPro Karma and this Karma.
Yeah, they brought that up too.
Yeah. This is, well, and I got to say this. All right. It's a mess. It's just a holy
Nobody was
mess.
playing the violin for Skydio last night.
Exactly. We've been watching, my wife and I have been watching the old Basil Rathbone, Sherlock Holmes, and he always played the violin all the time, and Watson got so tired of that, of him playing the violin. But I was thinking of this, exactly the same thing. When I saw that article, I'm thinking about, here we are playing that sad song on the violin for Skydio and Adam Bry and everybody, when he's the one that has been, tally-ho, full speed ahead. Let's ban DJI, get them out. And here it comes right back in his face.
He even had the gall to accuse DJI of trying to hurt the American drone market or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just
not DJI in particular, trying to hurt the American drone market.
Yeah. So, well, okay. There's one more article that I have here, and let's see here. Okay. This was actually pretty good. It's an article about Aloft here, and let me get it up here. All right. Aloft wins FAA nod to expand before you fly drone safety features, which is fantastic. And that is a great app. Aloft is top provider of LAANC authorizations, widely used by both recreational and commercial drone operations in the North National Airspace System. Okay. The effort has been essential in promoting safe and compliant drone use across the U.S. And now they talk about how Aloft plans to continue expanding its Air-aware platform, incorporating enhanced mapping features and LAANC functionality. The updated platform aims to provide individual drone pilots with an all-in-one toolkit for safe and compliant operations. Meanwhile, Aloft's air control platform will remain focused on advanced airspace management for enterprise and government clients. Okay, that's fantastic. That's great news. That's a great app, and it's only going to get better with this, Ron.
Bill, how catch me up here? Like I'm going to say in the last 6 months or so, the before you fly app that I've been using for years became just like a what do you call it? Like a non-working thing. You put the app up and it just had like a advertisement page there. It didn't work. I deleted the app or whatever because it became, when I say non-functional, it was just like a page holder or whatever.
Yeah,
so
it was.
Now, is this the same before you flap? Has it come, or is this a new one? Or
I think it's a new one.
Okay.
I think it's been enhanced here, and it'll be good. It'll be good to see these enhancements. We're gonna spend some time on this because I do have a lot to talk about the Air 3S. And
you have a status update on your return, Bill?
Yeah, we're gonna go the whole 9 yards. Now, I started contacting DJI on October 29th, and it was a mix of on online chat. What was interesting was the first day I contacted them exclusively via online chat, which I had no problem. They were responsive. Second day, online chat was not available. I tried it several times. It wasn't available. So I had to call them and talk to them by phone. All right. And one of the real interesting things throughout all this, okay, the first time around was, because what they told me, I filled out the form online and they said they will get a label to me. Now, getting that label to me it seemed like it might be a cumbersome task because they said of delays, your label may be delayed in getting to you. And I'm like, it's delayed. I mean, what? I want to get it back to you guys. Okay. So they told me the procedure, the process, the time, the turnaround and everything. And one of the things that they said, well, if you want to get it back quicker, you can use DJI Care Refresh. And I said, no. I said, this drone, I've had the drone less than 15 days. Okay. So it's under your 15-day return policy. All right. So no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to use one of these. And the other thing too was there's a deductible for Care Refresh. I said, I don't want to pay deductible on a brand new drone. And he said, I understand. He said, well, you could get it in as little as a like 2 or 3 day turnaround. And I said, I understand that, but I don't want to pay for that. He said, this is your option. And so what they did was they threw me bone number one. Bone number one was 128 gigabyte Kingston SD card for free. Okay. I'm like, told my wife, I said, wow, we can have a big night on the town. I got my 128 gigabyte SD card from DJI here, dear. I mean, you know, what a
Yeah,
crock.
you have your almost $20 memory card. Yeah,
Almost
almost.
$20 memory card, which was an absolute crock. Okay. So I get the label, get it down. It was a UPS. I went to the UPS store, got my receipt from the UPS store, and I did get notification that they received it on Friday, November the 1st. I'm going, okay, this is great. So I pinged them.
They received it where? What location?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay. It's their return center. So I said, great. And, you know, I contacted my guy again. Now, chat was available this time. I contacted him and I said, my tracking indicates, and I sent him a screenshot of it via UPS that you are in receipt of the drone. He said, yes, that is correct. We do have it. However, it needs to be checked in. And I go, okay, so check it in. So, well, no, it takes 1 to 2 business days to do that. I said, okay, so here's your business day, Friday. No, that starts on Monday. So it sat there the entire weekend, nothing. All right. So finally, Monday morning, I get an email from DJI, and they finally said, we've checked your drone in. We've authorized a new replacement. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that email up right now, and I'll read that to you. Let's get that here. All right. All right. I apologize for how small it is. Dear Bill, good day. After your package was received and checked, your case has been approved. To minimize any inconvenience caused due to material shortage within the U.S., the replacement will be shipped from Canada via Worldwide Express. Please pay attention to the update logistics information. We will also continue to focus on it until your issue is resolved. Sorry for the inconvenience caused you, and thank you for your understanding and patience. Best regards, Zero DJI Technical Support.
What date did you get this, Bill?
Now, this was on, let me look here. That was yesterday that I received this email. Okay. That was yesterday that I received this email. Well, a couple of interesting things about this. Okay. They're talking about delays here, and it's going to come from Canada and not from China, which is very.
I've never heard of a DJI drone delivery originating from Canada.
Yeah, I was flabbergasted at this. Okay, it's coming from Canada, and what their language that they use, due to the material shortage within U.S. Okay, material shortage within the United States. But it's coming from Canada. It's coming from China. I mean, so they have to send it from Canada instead. That's a new one.
I mean, I guess the wording's a little funny, but I guess there is a DJI drone shortage in the U.S. in warehouses and stuff like that, right?
That's true. That's very true. That's a good point, Ron.
Well, especially newer skis. I'm sure there's older drones all over the warehouses, but newer drones, it is they are scarce.
Now, one of the things I want to go over are the troubleshooting steps that I took, and having been in IT and especially in quality assurance testing, I really did what I call a thorough test.
Bill, before you go too far, remind folks what your issue was.
Okay.
Some folks forgot they didn't see the show last week.
Okay. Yeah, I had video stuttering with the drone, and I also had the M word, and I forget it.
Moray.
The Moray effect, okay? When flying over roofs, you could see it rather easily.
Yeah.
So here are the things that I did, and I was very diligent about this. Now, the first thing I did was I upgraded DaVinci Resolve to version 19.0, and I verified that it ran successfully because I saw some other people had, went through the same thing with me, have DaVinci, use DaVinci for their editor, okay? Now, the next thing that I did was I watched the raw video on my PC, okay, itself. I did not see any stutter on that. It looked absolutely fine. It was pristine. So then I approached it like this. I said I was going to upload it to using DaVinci Resolve at 4K and uploaded it to YouTube, and the stutter was there. All right. Now I did the same thing. I uploaded the video to DaVinci Resolve as 1080p and uploaded it to YouTube, and the stutter was still there. Now then the next thing that I tried was I uploaded raw video from the Air 3S directly to YouTube, and the stutter was there, which, and some of my thoughts are, I'm thinking it's something embedded in the video file itself, and it's possibly, I put bit rate or using internal storage may add something to the file causing the stutter, which to me, here I am, I'm looking at the raw video from it and it looks fine. But if it goes through any type of processing at all, there's a stutter. And the only thing that I could say regarding that is, because, what proved this to me that there has to be something with that file is I looked at it, it looked normal on my PC. And then when I uploaded it directly to YouTube, the stutter was there. So that tells me there's something embedded in that file that causes that to happen. Now, Lauren brought up a great point.
And Bill, did you say that when you originally were flying, you did not see the stutter on your FPV feed on your controller?
Correct.
No
It
stutter
was not.
there.
It was not apparent on the FPV feed. Thank you, Ron. That was. That's exactly.
I think Richard reported the same thing. He had the stutter issue, but he did not see it on his controller as he was flying.
Okay. So my thinking is, and Lauren brought up, did you format your internal storage? Well, that's one of the things. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next screen here. I did not do that. So I have a game plan in place for when I get the replacement drone. I'm going to charge the battery controller, run all the firmware updates, and perform all calibrations. And I'm talking IMU, compass, the controller, everything. All right. And gimbal. Format both internal storage and an SD card. I'm going to do both. All right. And then I'm going to take 2 test flights. One's going to use the SD card to record, and one's going to use internal storage to record. Then I'm going to watch both the raw videos for stutter. And then I'm going to upload the SD card raw video from the Air 3S directly to YouTube and then check that for stutter. I'm going to upload internal storage raw video from the Air 3S directly to YouTube and check for stutter. If there's no video stutter on the uploaded videos directly to YouTube, I'll process it through DaVinci and upload both DaVinci processed videos to YouTube. I mean, I wanted to have some kind of game plan in place to know what to do when I get that drone back.
But one of the other things, hopefully none of that's necessary.
Yeah. One of the other things you can see, one battery, you can see, take a look down here. One battery took 4+ hours to charge via the DJI 65-watt charger.
Yeah, that's not good.
I finished charging that with the 100-watt charger. Now, one of the other things that's really interesting is I've gotten several emails, and I've gotten a couple of emails from some viewers in Italy, all right, where they said the Moray effect and the stuttering is very present. There was no questions asked with that. I told them to keep me posted because they're sending theirs back for replacement as well. I actually got an email from another gentleman who is unboxing everything, and he experienced the same type of issue with the battery. So he sent everything back as well to get a replacement. So that battery issue is lurking in the window as well too. And one of the things that surprised me, Ron, is being, I've had at least 5 or 6 emails about this, not just, Twitter or comments, but emails from viewers out there who have experienced this issue in one form or another. It's really kind of surprising to me that DJI hasn't sent anything, or they don't already have a firmware update in place for this, because I don't really think this is a hardware issue per se for the video stutter. I think it's more of a software issue. And I think part of it is, and I think one of the things, it may alleviate, like formatting that internal storage, it may alleviate that, because, I'll tell you the truth. On all my other drones, I've never done that because I've never used internal storage before.
Interesting. Now, of course, Richard, he contacted me with the stuttering problem even before you did. So I knew 2 people had the stuttering issue in the U.S. I mean, it's almost days after they got their drone. But you saw my video test over at Mystic Island. I flew the Air 3S around. I even flew over, houses and stuff like that in the canal. I had no stuttering, no more issues. The video was perfect for me, and I have had no issues charging my batteries. So yeah, this is this is definitely not an issue that affects all Air 3Ss, but it does seem to affect enough to, like you said, warrant some kind of reaction in the way of a firmware update, because DJI certainly doesn't want to take all these returns back on the Air 3S. And let me ask you a question: the problems you're having with DJI's, their support team or whatever, do you think this is somewhat related again to the U.S. kind of shipping issues, that they can't react as quick as they usually do because they don't have drones to send out quick enough to replace them like they do. Like this one's coming from Canada, that every time they have to do a replacement, they have to really scramble. Maybe that why they want to use Care Refresh. Maybe somehow with Care Refresh, they do have a certain amount of them set aside in the U.S. for Care Refresh, but they probably can't use them for returns. I mean, I'm just guessing all of this. This is me make up, but somehow this drone scarcity because of shipping issues, I think, has caused your support issues, which of course I've never seen before. Now that you have to wait a couple of days to get inspected, that does happen. Last time I sent a drone back, it did get the wherever Dallas or wherever I had to go to, and it didn't do much for 2 or 3 days because of that checking in type of thing you're talking about. That checking in does not happen instantly, even at the best of times.
Okay. You made a lot of sense here, Ron. This makes a lot of sense because them having to ship from Canada, obviously they have stock in Canada. There is no stock here in the United States. And I think that's what, in their translation to English, it kind of got lost in that email. And you pointed that out as well, too. That's good. Thank you for doing that. That's where there's, it got a little fuzzy there, but it makes a whole lot of sense now in the fact that they can't get it in from China. I mean, it would take too long, okay? Because they told me one of the other bones that they threw me was we'll do 2-day shipping, which is I'm like, absolutely no problem with that. So I'll probably get the email tomorrow and get confirmation that it's on its way tomorrow. So that's what I think is going to happen here. And I think the whole thing with what's going on with the customs issue and everything has created a backlog and a log jam here. And I think that's why part of the reason why we're not seeing them supplying, Amazon and Best Buy and Adorama and B&H and all the usual, storefronts with supply, especially like the Neo and now the Air 3S. I mean, you can you can get like an Air 3 right now. No problem. Okay. They're plentiful everywhere.
You're trying to get S, even Neo. Neo's on Amazon now, but it's shipped by a third party seller, not a name you'd recognize. Some it could be a fly by night store for all I know. But Bill, this issue you're having and other people like Richard, so on, the fact that you're stuck with only DJI as the only person to order from. Like for instance, if you'd ordered this, if Amazon would have had it per usual, and you'd order from Amazon, you'd had this issue. They'd taken the drone back with no questions asked. In fact, like the minute they received it, you'd have your money back.
Exactly. Okay.
And you wouldn't have had to been, fooling around with somebody on the thing. You would just put the thing in and set it back, and your label would appear like instantly. Exactly. And it would be back to whatever, and you could go ahead and order another. I don't know if they do thing, but you could order another one right away because you'd have your money back. I mean, almost instantaneously.
Exactly, Ron. That's why I'm like you, because I have purchased several of my drones through Amazon, and I like the fact that their return policy is great, their refund policy is great.
30 days over 15 days.
Yeah, it's so much better than having to deal with a mothership. But as we saw on launch day, I mean, everybody else it was nowhere to be found. It was only available through the mothership. You didn't.
And I asked this last night, and you may answer the chat, but is this the new normal? I mean, in the foreseeable future, we only get DJI drones directly from the mothership? Is that the new normal?
You might be right, Ron. I mean, existing supply on existing drones, that's fine. That won't be a problem.
Oh, yeah, I'm not talking about if you want to order a Mini 4 Pro, you'll get the next day. But I'm talking about new releases. Is that the new normal? They're only going to get them directly from China through DHL?
Unfortunately, it might be, Ron. I mean, until for the foreseeable future. And this whole thing with the customs issue and the holdups and It's a log jam, and they're trying to squeeze DJI out. They're trying to force their hand, and DJI has come back at the government and has sued them for calling them, saying that they're a branch of the military, which they're not. So, well, there he is. How are you, sir?
Gentlemen, and I use that term loosely.
How are you?
Good. So we had a pretty pleasant flight. Getting the rental car was another story, but
all the fun and adventure. So where are you staying?
I'm at my brother's house for a couple nights.
Hey, that works.
Yeah, and then we'll move over to the Green Valley Range.
Awesome. Is Sarah with you?
She is.
Awesome.
Let me see if I can turn it around.
Hi, Sarah.
She's on the sofa.
She's on the sofa.
She's watching TV with my brother.
Well, just to kind of get you caught up with things as far as my return is concerned, I did get an email from DJI yesterday that they did receive and check it in, and my replacement's going to be sent to me. But listen to this. It's going to be sent to me from Canada.
Wow. So the only thing that concerns me there, Bill, is you don't want to end up like Original Dobo. That's where his were sent from Canada, and they're still stuck in customs.
Don't let him go through Miami, Bill.
Yeah, it's like going through Miami. Now it's some other logistics company. I've never heard of them before.
I know. Yeah, you said it. World something. I never heard of them.
Yeah, I've never heard of them before. So we'll see how
they won't probably be the end carrier to your front door. That'll probably be transferred over to a more U.S. centric carrier at some point.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that it looks like sounds like DJI had to jump through some hoops, and that's a good thing. They're interested in taking care of you. So
yeah, I'm really all in all, their language was a little spotty, and Ron pointed that out. They're talking about supply, but then I realized what they meant was supply of the drone here in the United States. All right. In order to be able to take care of me for this. Now, what they did originally when I called them last week, they wanted me to use my DJI Care Refresh. And I told them, I said, no. I said, this comes under your 15-day return policy, number one. And number two, I don't want to have to pay deductible for a drone I've only flown once. Okay. So, and they got it and they understood it. And what they did was, DJI being the company that they are, threw me a bone. I got a free 128 gigabyte SD card, Kingston SD card from them. And they also upgraded my shipping to 2-day when it does come down from Canada. Now, I haven't got confirmation of that yet. Now, I also walked through with everybody just to kind of get you caught up as well, what my troubleshooting steps. And one of the things I did was I upgraded DaVinci Resolve. So I had the latest version of that. I looked at the raw video, and the raw video looked fine. So I uploaded it 4K through DaVinci Resolve to YouTube. The stutter was there. I next did it through 1080p, DaVinci Resolve to YouTube. The stutter was there. And then my last thing that I did was I uploaded the file directly to YouTube, and the stutter was still there. So, Tom Dowling put something about a slow SD card speed, but Tom, just to answer your question, I was using internal storage. I wasn't using the SD card. Now, my thoughts are along the lines of, is it, like Lauren had mentioned last week, do I need to format that internal storage on the SD card or the internal storage on the drone? Was that the issue? I mean, I don't know. Okay. And so I have a game plan for when the new drone hits. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to format internal storage, and I'm also going to format the SD card. I'm going to do recording to each, look at the raw ones, and then upload them through directly to YouTube and see if the stutter's there. Okay. And if it's not,
Bill, let me help you out on this a little bit. Richard, of course, with the same problems you did in the chat today. Richard told me he tried several different brands of SD cards, and he's had to stutter with trying more than two memory cards. So I don't think it's related to one slow bad memory card.
And I want to say to Barkley, we've got some really nice people in the chat this evening, as well as Barkley too, and Tom Dowling. Thank you. But Bill, so you said something that really caught my ear there. When you looked at the raw video, you did not see the stutter.
Correct.
And it was always after it was processed that you saw it. That's
Now, Bill,
interesting.
how did you look at that? How did you look at the quote raw video?
Windows Media Player.
Okay,
Huh.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So it only showed the shutter once you got it into an editor.
Yeah, no more effect, no stutter. It was fine. And what I did was I double checked. I said, okay, I pulled Valerie in here. I said, watch this for me and tell me it looks good. Tell me you don't see any stuttering, because I showed her the stuttering and she looked at it and she says, you're right. There's no stuttering on there.
And we talked about this where you got on, Marcus. Also, he did not see the stutter on his controller FPV when he was flying it. It only appeared later, not as he was doing the flight.
Which, my thoughts are, several things, formatting internal storage, number one. Number two, there could be something that file is being something that is written out to that file that won't show up until you process it and cause that stuttering. I'm kind of grasping for straws there.
Marcus, did you format your internal storage before you flew the first time?
You know what?
I did not, and I had no issues.
Yeah, I did not either, and I didn't have any issues, although I have since. So yeah, that is interesting. No, I didn't format first.
I still haven't formatted it yet. I need to format it because I got a bunch of files on there now.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's why I did it too, Ron. I had a bunch of files on there, and I thought, okay, better.
Yeah. And the other thing that I had an issue with, and it's real interesting because I told Ron, I got emails from several viewers, 2 or 3 from over in Italy. Okay. They've experienced the same type of issue. And one of them told me, they got their drone, got it out of the box, were charging everything up, and the batteries would not fully charge on there. And I had one battery. It was going on 4 hours. It did not charge. So I had to finish it up I was using the 65 watt DJI charger through the hub that they give you. And what I ended up doing was I plugged the 100 watt in there, and it finally finished up. So I think there was an issue with one of the batteries for sure.
Tom's got a good comment there, Bill. I'm trying to remember. I've got a program on my computer, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it, but it always keeps my codecs updated. Codec updater or something like that is called. So he is wondering if on your Windows computer, if it could be a codec issue, which is possible.
Well, that's a good point, Tom. However, I have automatic updates. I have an NVIDIA card on there, and I have automatic updates, and it's on there. And the other thing is, this is on my 17-inch laptop, okay? Then I have my 13-inch laptop, and I tried it on there. The stuttering was on there too. And that has a smaller SD card in there, but that's integrated as part of the Intel processor on that smaller one, and that's updated as well too. But that's a great point, Tom. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm looking at everything here, and I'm trying to help find a solution.
And plus, I'm gonna guess that other drone videos that you've shot besides the Air 3s, they don't have the stuttering. So if it was a bad Kodak, you'd think that
my other videos,
drones, because almost all drones are shooting 4K 30, so you'd think it would happen with other drone video too, and not just the Air 3s.
Exactly, because I just shot video after the hurricane with my Mavic 3 Pro and taking a look and doing some, damage assessment around the property. I had no issues whatsoever, none. I didn't see any stuttering at all with that. That video was crisp and clear.
It would be rare that it only happened with the Air 3s. Highlight Richard's comment in the chat. It's 4 comments back. So he formatted both the internal and SD memory, and the stutter did not change.
Yeah.
I believe Richard's also on the Windows computer, and I'm guessing he's also got his video card Kodak up to date.
It's a creative, Tom.
Game Kodak, a creative on your NVIDIA card. What's he mean, game Kodak?
There's a game. It's for gaming because what I have is an HP Omen 17-inch, and the Omen is designed. Long story short, just to let you guys know, if you're wanting to process a lot of videos, okay, go for a gaming type of laptop or PC, because that's what I got. I have an HP Omen 17-inch, and it has a better video card in there and better video processing.
Bill, I mean, I'm on an HP Omen 15-inch right now, so there you go.
You're the
Great
same
minds
thing.
think alike.
Absolutely.
Or get a new Apple M4 chip in there.
Ron's been trying to twist my arm into an Apple, Bill, but I don't know. I bought another HP.
Well, you already got your little Mac Mini.
I do have that Mac Mini, and I like it. Yeah, it's a good little beast.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of where things stand right now, as far as everything's coming up with the drone.
You don't have a shipping date. You don't know when you're going to receive it.
No, it hasn't been confirmed, because I looked on. You go out there to see case details, and I click that, and it has everything but shipped on there is green. So it hasn't been shipped yet. I imagine it'll probably be shipped overnight, and I'll probably get notification tomorrow.
Bill, tell them to go ahead and keep that memory card and just maybe stick a new Mic Mini in the box with it, or Goggles N3 in the pack rather than that memory card.
Yeah,
or a Neo.
I agree. Well, in all this, what's gotten lost in the sauce for me, and I was telling Ron this, Marcus, my Neo's sitting there. I haven't opened it up yet. All right, it's just because I've been so focused on dealing with DJI and getting this handled and everything. And it's just it's total.
You better get that thing out in case it's got a stuttering video issue too or something. You better get it out in your 15 days.
Check it out. Hey guys, I'm gonna sign off.
Okay.
All right.
I'm making my brother and my wife keep the TV on mute, so they want
to hear the election results, huh?
Well, tell them both thank you. We appreciate your spending time on there. Have a great time.
Have a great time at the drone meetup this weekend, Marcus.
Oh yeah, there will be pictures.
We'll look forward to seeing your pictures and hearing about the drone meetup. And have a great time. Enjoy your time there, and say hi to your family for us. Okay.
Thank you.
Popping in. Good night.
Good night. Good night, gentlemen.
It's always harder to get out than it is to get in on these things. Mr. Flying. Yeah, John Flynn. I can't spit the Flying Flynn media out. He says the M series chips on the Macs are great for video editing. David said he never experienced stuttering, but with a kind of integrated process, most likely the board or whatever. Yeah, and the thing is, Bill, we'll probably never find out what the issue is. But I guess if they can fix it with the firmware update, then it's probably not the board or anything like that or whatever.
Yeah, at this point,
firmware update. But you think if they had top-notch technical assistance at DJI, when you called up with that problem, the guy would say something like, "Is your video card codec up to date?" And you didn't even get that type of help.
No, but he did walk me through a bunch of processes, and I told him I've already done that. Okay. Like, for example, the firmware update, and he wanted to see a screenshot of what the firmware version was. So I got the controller out. I took a picture of that. I sent that to him, and I told him, did you do an IMU? Yes. Did you do a gimbal count? Yes. Did you do compass? Yes. Did you do controller? Yes. Okay. I checked off all the boxes on there with him. And it's the same kind of troubleshooting that you get, like if I'm calling about my laptop or something. Okay, they're just walking through. They have a manual and their procedures, and they're following. And I get it, and I understand.
Yeah, they're running down a script or whatever.
Exactly.
Barkley in the chat says use a V9 SD cards. Good recommendation.
Yeah, and I got to take a look and see what they sent me. It may be it was a Kingston, $15. DJI went, they spared no expense in sending me an SD card for $15. So
you should put it in there and say, "Hey, it stutters even worse." The card.
It's even worse with this, guys. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Appreciate your exacerbating the situation here. So,
but seriously, you better open that Nano before your return period ends.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it open more than likely tomorrow. It'll probably be Thursday. I'm still fine with it's only been I still have 5 more days. So I think Thursday I'm going to get it out, fly it, get it fired up and fly it out and get it out there for the first time.
You better fire it before it gets windy.
Yes. Well, yeah, our weather's going to be fine. I mean, we're not going to really experience any of that hurricane last I saw. Probably won't even get the rain from it. So that's good news. So we're happy about that. But we're ready for all that to be over. And hopefully, it's headed up Johnny and Joe's way. Hopefully you guys don't get a lot of rain or impact from that. So we'll say some prayers for you guys. So
DeMarco had DeMarco had tornado warnings last night in Arkansas.
Wow. Well, they get a lot of tornado in Arkansas because it's right next to Oklahoma. They get a lot of tornadoes. Okay, it's just that's par for course in that region. You just got to be careful on that. So, any closing thoughts tonight, Ron?
Well, I just hope that hopefully your drone gets shipping soon and reaches you without being stuck in cut. In other words, I hope you have it by the time we do the next show next Tuesday. And you get a chance to test out the stuttering video. I mean, I have a feeling that again, this it's brand new. Maybe this is a little bit of issue in some of these. I think it'll be okay with a replacement, but hopefully they can come up with some kind of firm date for the people who have theirs and they haven't set it in yet. So yeah. And Bill, are you're not calling the election tonight, are you, on the show?
No.
You know how the big major networks always call it?
Yeah, the big major networks call it. I'm not I don't go there. I don't even begin to go there as far as that's concerned. So, past history, we don't go there as far as that's concerned.
Or maybe you stick to calling the Steelers or whatever. These trades today, are you calling the Steelers? Is it you calling playoffs now for the Steelers?
I'm not calling playoffs, but I think they've improved themselves offensively. I don't know a whole lot about that linebacker that they picked up.
He sounds like he's the better pickup than Mike Williams.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I mean, that's just what I read. I don't really.
Yeah, because I don't know a whole lot about him, so I want to do some reading on that. But they got it.
You can never have too much defense, right?
No, and they got a tough road to hoe. I mean, like I said, they got the Commanders and they got the Ravens. Well, they got to play each of the teams twice. They got to play the Ravens twice, the Browns twice, and the Bengals twice.
And the Bengals picked up a running back today.
Yep, and then they also have in the mix. They have Kansas City on Christmas Day, and then Buffalo as well too.
Kansas City, they won in overtime again last night. They're
against Tampa Bay. Yep, that was Tampa Bay's played well this year, and they've been on. They've lost a lot of close games. So but they've been playing well. So.
And nobody can eke out a game like KC can at the end. They had the magic formula for doing exactly what it takes at the end of a ball game.
They do. Mahomes. I mean, what everybody says. Talks a lot about it, but boy, he comes through in the clutch. He really does.
Mm-hmm.
He really does. Everyone, thank you so much. Appreciate your, getting with us on at 7 tonight instead of 8. I hope if you haven't voted yet and you still have an opportunity to do so, make sure you do so. It's your right as a citizen of the United States to go out there and express your
We'll voice. Be back to our normal slot next week.
And we'll be back to the normal scheduled time at 8 o'clock next Tuesday. Hopefully, I'll be having my Air 3S, and we'll tell you about my results with that. So, as always, guys, it's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening.
Good night.